everyone, we are at that part of the month where I show you all the colouring that I have done. So I have it all listed out here already. There are, I think, about 70 or 69. I've misnumbered and miscounted. My mind was elsewhere. But anyway, it doesn't matter really how many there are. We'll just get through them and I'll show you. So the first batch of books is from Johanna Basford. And we'll start with the planner, which if you've followed my videos you would have seen anyway, but I'll show you what I've done just in case you haven't seen them. So every planner page is a video, so if you like them and you want to have a go, then you can go and have a look. This is obviously from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, and it was done with Castle Arts Gold. And then we had this page here, which is from World of Flowers, and that was done with the Polychromos pencils. And this was also done with Polychromos using this colour cube card. This is the Sarah Renee Clark colour cube card. If you go to her website, sarahreneeclark.com, you can find out more details about them there. You can purchase them. You can either purchase the card version or the digital version. But I used it for this picture because I wanted a sort of limited palette because it was so detailed, and it turned it into a sort of nighttime scene. And Polychromos again. Let's just start a pile. And this one I did with Chromaflow pencils. I rather enjoyed that one, I shall have to say. And then the last one, you won't have seen all of this yet because the videos are coming out across this week, but this is the Owl one, which was done with Ergosoft and then Soft Pastels. So the video series is currently being shown at the moment on YouTube, unless if you're a member you would get all the videos early. So let's put that book to the side and grab our next one. We have Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Now I have finished this book this month, and there is a flip through of the completed book available, as well as a flip through of this book compared to my first book, so you can see how I've done pictures in different ways. But I've done only 3 pictures this month and I'd finished it. So this is our sort of treasure page, which was done with Prismas and Polychromos. It was mainly done with Polychromos. I used a bit of Prisma in the background just to give me a bit of a thicker covering before I put Polychromos over the top. So there's that one. And then I also did this page. Now I did this page in a series of videos, and I was going to do the same with this page, but I realised that this page is in the 2025 weekly planner, which I will be doing. So I thought I wouldn't do it as a video series now and then do it again for the planner. So that'll come later. So I just had to go on my own. I think that's Polychromos, it is. And then the last little one at the end, which is mainly Polychromos, but there's a little gold butterfly there just because he's so special. So there is the end of that book. Now I do have a few Johanna Basford books on the go. Lost Ocean being one of them. This is my second copy. I do have a flip through of my original, but I think this picture is rather similar to the one I did originally with the rock, with the sort of dark negative space being made to look like rocks. But I did a sort of rainbow, so we've got your red, yellow, orange here, and then your sort of blues and greens, and then your sort of dark blues, indigos, sort of violet, pink type thing going on there. There's a vague rainbow. It was just something I didn't really know what else to do with it. I keep trying to think of innovative ways to do this book because of the detail. So this one didn't quite come out as well as I'd hoped. I used my Tombow, I think, yeah, pencils, but because I did so much the same, so all this bit's the same, it just looks a bit boring. I really find it hard to know how to colour these bits. What even are they? You know, and small details, so I need to have a better idea before I do another page like that. But this one I think was done with Tombow. I'm wrong. This was not done with Tombow at all. This was done with the Staedtler Super Soft pencils. This was done with Tombows, and it's quite faint. I could try and come in a little bit. It's quite hard with my light on. I've had to shut the blind because of the sun. But you can see I wanted the fish to really stand out, and they do, so that was the aim. And then the border is a little bit more faint, but I had fun with that one. I like that particular design a lot. Now, World of Flowers is another of my Johannas that's on the go at the moment. And I did this poppy. I think it's a poppy. That's sort of how I did it, with different reds and things, and went over all the black with white pen. I just fancied doing it like that. It was quite fun. That was Polychromos pencils. I wasn't sure whether this gold border was a bit lost because your eye's drawn here, but maybe that's okay because you want your eye drawn there. Now this double page I did as a series of videos. This page was done in August, I think, and then I finished this page in September. And there's a little video for each one. That one's 2, isn't it? So that's all I've done in that one this month. I've sort of done a lot of different books. I sort of spread my colouring out a little bit. I was looking for autumnal pictures in some books as well, so that sort of led me in certain directions, but also trying to just use some of the books that I haven't used for a while. So this is the Worlds of Wonder, as you can see, and I did this title page using Polychromos. I wanted to keep it fairly simple, a fairly simple colour palette, but I wanted it to look quite regal and special, hence the sort of gold. So there we go. And this one I did, is that popping over? I don't know. This was a buddy colour with my friend Michelle, and I used Polychromos for this one as well. But what I did was I coloured the whole thing apart from the water, and I actually just put the water on top, so it's really darkened everything. And you can see how that bit there looks different to that bit because that's under the water and that isn't. But that's the way I did it, and I was quite happy with that picture. And I've got another one in here, but I can't find my bookmark. Oh, here it is. The bookmark has slipped inside the book. There it is, nearer the back. Oh. I'm sorry about the drilling noise. My neighbour's going through I think he's sanding something. So this one, the wreath, I decided to do it with pastel tin. I wanted a really lovely light look to it, so that's what I did. But I think I used something else with it. Let me have a quick... no, I'm lying. I used Prismacolor and Polychromos. Didn't use pastel tint at all. I used them for something else, but not this page. So there's Prisma and Poly. So I use the Prismas for the sort of more pastel-y shades because we don't get those in Polychromos. And that was that. And we are moving on to Rita Berman. So there's a page from the summer book which I did. I think it was on the. I did this for YouTube, so there's tutorials. This is pastel tint pencils for the Dragonfly or Damselfly, whatever it is in the background was done with pastels. And this was a video that I did for you, so you can have a look at that if you're interested. But it was a sort of my last summer picture really, because I moved on to autumn. So here's Rita's autumn book, and we have a couple in here. This one was done using Castle Art Soft Touch pencils and some soft pastels in the background. And then this one is a video series which is probably started by now. It starts in September. I don't know what day I'm putting this video out, but this is a bit of a spoiler because you won't have seen the end product unless you're a channel member. There's a lot of gold and glitter on there as well. I had such fun with this page. I love it. I want to do it again. Don't buy another book. I finished that one first. And Rita's water book. I'm going to spread a rumour here. Someone has posted that Rita's got a new book coming out, and it looks like it's in English, and it says it's water. I'm wondering if it's a reprint of this book, but in English, because I'm not sure. But I've asked Rita about it because I didn't know if it was actually her book or if it was a copy, because she hasn't mentioned it at all. so we'll find out. So here is a sort of sea snail shell type thing with plants in, which I coloured. I thought was a bit different, and I used Pablo pencils for that one. They didn't not so good on that paper, to be honest. And her Asian book, and I used this colour cube card for this tile, and I chose, I'm thinking that looks like Polychromos, sorry. Yeah, Polychromos. So this is again one of the colour cube cards, Polychromos. That was a lot of fun as well. Now we are moving on to Maria Trolle. I did a lot of her books this month as well. Let's just come out a tad. So this is Moon Valley, and I used watercolour pencils here. I was sent a set, and I was just experimenting with all sorts of different colour combinations and things like that. Watercolour is not really my forte, but I was playing with them anyway, and I had a lot of fun. But this paper has gone, there's a little bit of warping of the paper. That's why I chose this back page to try them out on. But it's quite, this book is quite thick paper, but you know, it depends on the publisher and the country it's bought from, what the paper is like. This is Maria Trolle's Universe, which is her compilation book. This is one of the pictures that was done specifically for this book. And I messed it up completely. This is Polychromos, and what I did was this smoke is drawn in, and I accidentally coloured some of it green, like this tree, so I had to white it out, and there's loads of white on there. I can still see the green through it, but maybe you would see the green tree through the smoke, I don't know. But that's why it's so thick. I wasn't really intending on making that smoke so thick compared to the cloud. But yeah, there's a little bit of blue pastel around the background as well, just to look like that sky. Now we have Botanicum, and I picked this little picture here. I thought it was ever so cutely drawn, and I wanted to go at the squirrel. It wasn't that good, but I was playing and practicing, so that was okay. And it was done with Polychromos again. It's a lot of Polychromos. They last so well, and you know, I know them so well, so if I don't want to worry about what colours I'm going to be seeing and doing and choosing, then so this again was done in Polychromos. This is Vivi's Looking for a Friend book. It's a little bit tricky because this bee has black in it, as does this one, so I didn't know how well it would stand out, but there it is. So most of the flowers are the same as the one in the previous picture, which I did one then the other, and I sort of thought, oh, I seem to be colouring the same thing. I was. Luna. Now this one, I wanted to do a little cute cat, try and do some fur. I don't think the colour is a cat colour. People kept telling me, I was going, what colour should I do? Oh, a ginger tabby. I was like, I can't colour that. So I did it sort of gingery, but without the stripes, because, you know, I thought it was a bit too complicated and probably not a right colour for a cat, but I thought he still looked cute, so that was nice. And I just wanted it a bit autumnal, you know. Prismas for that one, by the way. Prismas. Now we have Flora, and Flora, I did this one, autumnal picture, and I used Polycolour pencils. Now I find they're not so easy to blend. They do blend a little bit, but you know, you can see the stripes and things. They're quite hard, and they also tend to push down the paper quite a bit, so you can't do too many layers. But it's nice to play around with a different brand, and I've done a few Polycolour pictures. Oh, my phone just went bing. My sister sent me a message. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is Nightfall. Her message was okay. It's a good message. Now I only did this little tiny butterfly here. I wanted it to look a little bit like a monarch butterfly, so I did the orange but put a lot of black and then the white dots. I can hold it a bit closer actually so you can see. There's someone whistling. I think it's my son next door. He was moaning before lunch about how awful his work was. Now he's having a little whistle. That's good. Right, Witch's Cottage, Tales from Witch's Cottage, and I think I did both of these pages. I'm not sure, I can't remember whether one was from the month before, but I've got two written down, a Black Widows and Prismacolor, so I think I might have done both. Okay. Seasons. Ooh, it's heavy. Can't pick it up. Ah yes, Autumn Winds. Very autumnal. Chromaflow. They seem to go down quite well on this paper. I thought I really liked the way the berries looked and the way they layered up for various items. So that was good. Still sort of getting used to them. I mean, I do have a little set of Chromaflow, but you know, all the new colours in the large set I'm getting used to, which is rather fun. This was also done in Chromaflow, I think. No, Derwent. This was done in Derwent, but most of it is actually gel pen. The background is a gold pen, and the stars have got a bit of shiny pen on top of their outlines. And this one was done in Polycolour. You can see how it doesn't go down perfectly well. I mean, this paper is not the same as in her colouring book, so it's a little bit smooth. But I don't mind having stripes in my sky, really. But it's not, you know, it's not the most perfect. I think he looks like Pickle. Is he Pickle Rick? I don't know. Naughty TV show. Party. I don't watch it, my son does. So Derwent pencils again here. Their colours, I was using the Lightfast, and the colours are so restrictive. That's where the Chromaflow are better. You don't get, you know, they just get these sort of greyish tones and things. But anyway, it's nice to play around with them. Now, City Among the Stars. Ooh, I did this just the other day. It's mainly soft pastel. I'm going to try and turn it so you can see the light shining all over it. So the signpost and the little grasses there were done in polychromos, but the background, the galaxy sky, was done in my pastels, as was the sort of ground, which I sort of splodged about to look a bit uneven. Unfortunately, the white pen bled, well, the pink from behind bled into the white pen, so the stars and things in the background don't look as vibrant as I was hoping for because of that. Ooh, I've got a big pile of books. This is Jewellery Box, and I did this picture here. These apples, they look a little bit odd. I was sort of thinking, you know, apples with a bit of red and a bit of green and stuff, but I don't know, it looks a bit weird. But anyway, this is what it is. They're Prismacolor, and yeah. Right, let's start putting books up there. Okay, next I have, yes, Nature Mandalas, Mel Pomney Chatsapanagiotu's book, and I did this one, which I used the watercolour pencils for. Now, I used the watercolour pencils and I wetted them in one place only. It didn't go through or anything, didn't warp the paper, but I didn't really see much of a difference. I decided that I wasn't going to bother wetting them because actually they look just as nice dry. And they are suitable for dry or wet. But what I did was, in this centre bit here, you might see there's a few grey splodges. I used a bit of watercolour. I dug out my watercolours, which I haven't used for about 30 years, and just did a few, because I had my watercolour pen out, and just did a few splats just for a bit of fun. I'm sure it adds nothing to the picture, but I enjoyed it. And Circle of Life, another book I haven't used for quite a while, and this page I thought was really cute. I used my Schreipera Farben pencils for this one. There we go. I find these books quite hard because the pictures are quite dark, so to try and get something vibrant is quite difficult. The pencils work quite well. I've just got to turn my page for Lulu. So Lulu Mare, I did this page Now, unfortunately, it's got creased on the corner, which has ruined it really, but just, yeah. Now, I coloured the koalas in Arteza Premium pencils, and they did not work with this paper at all. If you look closely, you can see all the lines. I could not smooth them out. They look pretty naff. The background is done with a Pan Pastel gold pastel. However, after I did this page, I did a page in here, and I discovered that the Derwent Chromaflow pencils work really well on Lulu's very smooth paper. Not as well as they work on some other papers, but very much better than any other pencil that I have tried. So I'm very pleased that I found a pencil that I can use in these books without it being too, either it's really hard work or it's messy. So I was quite pleased. So that's the Chromaflow, and then I did one in Magical Creatures also using Chromaflow. Here, look, this girl, there she is. So our fairy. So yeah, I can still see line marks and things. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. So that was good. And I also decided that maybe I would try them in Millie Marotta's books, because I find her paper a big struggle too, because it's so soft. And so here is my attempt, and I found it, again, not perfect, but so much easier to work with than any other pencil I've tried in her books. So I'm really pleased. So the Derwent Chromaflow, see here it's a bit messy still, but I did find them better. So if you've got the Chromaflow or any other Derwents, give it a go, see what you think. And Secrets of the Sea as well here. Oops, I only did this small one in here, so there's a little bit of pencil, which is mainly a shiny pen. I just did it quickly. And now we are moving on to Kirby. Now, I do find Kirby quite daunting, so I do work hard to find ways to make Kirby's books easy. Now, this I found quite difficult, but what I did was, you can see I've kept all the buildings the same colour, roughly. I can see a few differences in them. I know. What's happened is the pastel was smudged onto them, so yeah. Anyway, so I kept to a limited colour palette, which made it a lot easier for me. And the pencils I used were Derwent. It just says Derwent, so they weren't the Chromaflow. I think some of these I can see actually they're the drawing pencils and things. But the background there, that sunset, which just lifts it, because otherwise it was quite boring because I used such a limited palette, was done with soft pastel, and it worked quite well, I thought. It's a bit patchy, but yeah, that's okay. And then, oops, Worlds Within Worlds. And this one, oh, it's this one with the bird here. Now I did this background with pencil rather than pastels. It's much more vibrant with pencil and slightly less patchy. I find yellow quite difficult to colour with. But I used Prisma for this one, and again kept a lot of it the same colours, and just tried to make it stand out because of the background. That's how I find it, how I deal with Kirby books. I just find it a little bit easier. I mean, look at that, you could just do random colours, and this one it's just like random, but I find that hard. So, Menuet de Bonheur, there's a second picture from this that I've done, recorded for a video in October, so I'm not showing you that one until next month. This page was a Chris Cheng colour along video. It's a really old one actually of hers, but I learnt a lot. I enjoyed it. It was quite tricky because in Chris Cheng's normal style, she'll teach you how to do this and this, and then all the other ones you have to just make up on your own. I find that quite taxing because she doesn't tell you, because there's no, like, if I do that with a page and I say I'm only going to do this and these you do on your own, I would tell you, and then you could do them at the same time, so you remembered what colours you'd done. So there's 2 videos in this series, and some of the items, like she does these right at the beginning of the first one, say, and then these, which are the same, she don't appear coloured until the end, so you have to wind back the first video and remember how to do it. So I find that a little bit tricky, but she's amazing, and I learned so much about fur, about birds, moss, and and the berries. I did enjoy it. I'm just having a bit of a gripe, but I think her videos are definitely not for beginners, I would say. I can't wait to show you the other picture I've done, but you'll have to wait. Won't be long. Now, Reptiloids 2, it's such a funny little book. This one, oh yes, Polycolour I use for this. I think it goes down quite well on this Amazon paper. And this one also, I think, oh, I don't know what I coloured this with because I forgot to write it down. Let me look. Oh, that's Prismacolor. That's the Prismacolors. I remember because I messed up the wallpaper because the I think one's pink and one's lavender and it didn't match. I know, I thought my gentleman would have pink wallpaper. I thought that would be rather fun. Right, why am I putting that? Okay, now this book. I'm not sure if I did 1 or 2 pictures from here because I wrote down 2. I don't think I did that one this month. I think it was only this one. I was doing an autumnal thing with this one. And I used... I can't find it. Where are you? Polycolour. I used Polycolour. It went down really well on this paper. And if you're not shading, they're better, I think, really. Because they don't layer that well. So they're great for things like this, where I don't always shade on my mandalas. Now this one you will have seen if you saw the book flip through, although you might not have seen the completed page. This is the Collier's new book, or newish book. And in the video flip through, I showed you how to do the Panda in one Chromaflow pencil. And then I finished the rest off with a couple of others after. And I used Chromaflow again because this paper is so smooth, but they seem to work quite well. And I really enjoyed doing this sort of monochrome look on the Panda. Right, next I did these. Now these bookmarks were drawn by my husband, and I thought I would do a little video colouring them. I've been meaning to colour them for ages, and I thought I'm just going to do it as a video because they're free to download, so anyone can download them and have a go, or just download them, don't colour them in, cut them out and use them. You know, it's up to you entirely. So I really enjoyed that, and I am going to get them cut out so I can use them because I need loads. I need lots more. But he was really encouraged by all of you that downloaded them. Some people donated to him as well. He was really chuffed and excited, and he's so thankful and grateful, and he says he's gonna do some more. So I really hope he will, because I hope that's part of the reason why I did this, because I wanted to encourage him to do more. So we'll see. But I don't want to put pressure on him either, because he, you know, he needs to keep it fun and relaxed. You know, art is his hobby, it's not his job. But anyway, light-hearted mandalas. I don't know if I didn't do that one this month. This one, I used the Bambino crayons. Now, I really enjoy using Bambino crayons. They really remind me of Polycolour pencils in the sense that you can put them down. They do blend a little bit, but they really can cover a thick area, you know, like something like this. But mine are getting really quite short, so I was just trying to use them up really. But I don't know if you can buy them anymore in the UK, because the UK distributor is not selling them anymore. They've closed up shop, sort of thing. I also did this one. Let's put that a bit close so you can see it. So this again, a colour cube card. I didn't really know what to do with this, so I just grabbed the card and it gave me some ideas. That's partly why I used them. Also just because I like using them, they're fun. And it makes me colour. I wouldn't colour something like in these colours. I wouldn't use grey very much with red or brown, you know. So it gives me a few different ideas, and I don't match the colours exactly. But those are coloured in Chromaflow, by the way. I didn't say that. And these are coloured in Pablo. With these cards, I tend to pick a set of pencils that has the closest matches in colour. I'm lucky that I have so many sets of pencils and I know them pretty well, so I know what to choose. This is Stunning Patterns. It's another Amazon book I was gifted a very long time ago that I'm sort of slowly getting through. This is a beautiful colour palette. I don't think I really did it justice because I was just in the mood for throwing some colour down on a piece of paper. Do you know what I mean? So this book is great for that. And I didn't want to do all these tiny sections, so I just did them in big chunky areas. But yeah. Now this book here, whoops, I was gifted this month. Kusoga Gao's colouring book that travels through the seasons. I've done a flip through and I did this page here. Now I used the little postage stamp size picture here. It doesn't look the same, but I used it as a guide, and what I found is a tip for you. If you've got this book or any book with a picture like this to copy that's a bit small, I took a photograph of it, I put it on my computer and I blew it up so that I could see the detail in the picture and pick out all the individual colours, and it made it a lot easier. Now if you want to colour these pictures your own way, obviously that's fine, but what I have noticed about all of these is they've all got limited colour palettes. And I think that's a really good way to approach these pictures because they are so detailed. Now I have had someone ask me to do video of them, but they are really small and I don't know if I can do them justice, so it's not something I'm going to promise that I'm going to do, but it's a beautiful book and I am looking forward to doing more in it. It's just I'm not sure it's quite right for a video, but you know, I may change my mind, who knows. So R.J. Hampson's Night Garden. I haven't done anything in this book for ages, so I chose to do this Dragon Gate. I really like the way it's drawn and it makes it so easy to make it three-dimensional just because of the way he's drawn it. You don't really have to do anything to it to make it look more 3D than it is already, which is great, and I really like the way it looked. I've seen it coloured before quite a few times and I just wanted to have my own go. It is done with Polychromos. Oh, just hit my elbow on something. Some junk on the shelf next to me. Now, Colouring Heaven, I've been doing a few of their patterns. This book is still available to buy off their website actually. I can assume it wasn't one of their subscription ones. I don't know whether they just keep reprinting them or whether it just wasn't a popular book, because most of their books have like people in rather than patterns. They have got a new patterns book as well. If you are interested in anything to do with them, message me. I've got various I've got lots of information, but I also have affiliate codes for buying stuff from them, and there's a deal. It's a September deal I can let you know about if you're interested in subscribing. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, yes, the September deal was buy a year you get a year free, I think, like a 2 for 1. Anyway, this was done in pen. I'm not very good at colouring in pen. I'm just trying to use up the pens that I've got. And so this, I didn't really follow this very well because that is a beautiful turquoisey colour which I didn't use. So I used the pink and the purple and the 2 greens, you see, and then I just used 2 blues because I didn't have this for it. So it's just the colours I had in my pen set. It's a really pretty card. And then I also did this one. Look at that card, it's beautiful. So the black and the sort of dark blue and all the different colours for that one. So we've got leaves here, but I just did them. Didn't have any green in my card, so I had to improvise. I didn't tell you what. The pens were Winsor & Newton watercolour pens. Do not buy them. They're so expensive. I don't think they're any better than any other felt tip pen. And the other one was done in Polycolour. And then we have their autumn book, which I've only done one picture in so far, but I'm thinking I've got to do some, going to do some Halloween, and then I might go back and do more autumn after. I think that might make sense. I've already got quite a few things planned for October as well. I haven't planned out Halloween, but yeah, I think there's probably some Halloween stuff in here anyway. But this one, I think I did a mushroom tutorial. file for this one when I did a flip through, and I finished the page, and I was using Prisma. Yeah, I guess it is Prismacolor. There we go, just getting all the autumn colours in there, the yellows, the oranges, the browns, everything. Right, oh, I just need to put my phone back on because it's gone off, just in case my son messages me. Oh, wants a pin to get in. There we go. Oh, he's probably going to be home in about 10 minutes anyway. I'll be finished. 52, there's his train, just heard it. 52 patterns for the soul. There we go. Now this one I used some metallic pencils that I have been given. You can see there's a bit of a shine. If you look really carefully, which you won't be able to do on camera, you can see there's like, it almost looks like there's glitter in the pencils, but really fine. It's not like a glitter pen, but I used those. These pencils were, what are they called? Shaw and Marsh. I don't know where they came from. Right, Matchstick Mouse. Now, this is a springtime book, but I've been doing buddy colours with my friend Kylie, who is in Australia, so it is spring there. So I did this hot cross bun page, and I also did this spring cleaning page, and both of them I copied Morgan O'Brien's versions of the pictures that he's put up on his Instagram page, and I used Prismacolor. It's the easiest way to copy his pictures. I find the colours match the best. So that's those two. I don't know if I'll be doing any of those for a while, maybe. And 100 Beautiful Mandalas. And again, lots of colour cube cards, all the pinks for this one, which was done with Black Widows. This was also done with Black Widows, and it's all the purples. So they were rather fun to do. That's it in there for this month. Oh. Then my little calm colouring book. I did this card. You can't really see the grey and the yellow, they're so faint, but they are there, and they were done with Chroma Flow. I just picked really faint, they match really well, the colours on the card. It's just hard to pick up on camera, especially with the glare of my light. I was given this lovely book, and I did use some video from this page. It's not all, there's this bit and this bit, this bit. I think that's about it. I did a few bits in video and a few bits not. So there is the completed page in that one. I must do some more. I've got an idea of something to do for this one soon. That page, by the way, is done in polychromos. I'll probably stick with polychromos in that book because the lady that bought it for me loves her polychromos. So this is Escape to Wonderland, and I used a Chroma Flow pencil for this page, all in black. It was such a, after I just wanted to play around a bit with just doing one colour, and the Ace of Spades, it's got to be black, hasn't it? That's what I thought. So that was that one. And we're nearly at the end. We've got the Precious Cats page, which I did as a video series for you. There they are, with their harvest. What did I use for that? Oh, Castle Arts Gold. It had just the perfect colours. And then, oh yeah, I've got a mistake on my list. This was Agatha's August page, August Tinies on Shelves. I haven't had I think it was August, was it July? I'm just looking back, trying to find. August. I haven't had a September page through yet. But she's been poorly and she's got behind. So here it is with the raspberry. I did it raspberry side. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there was a big clunk, and it was some post arriving. It was some pencils that I've ordered. Yes, so this was done with Staedtler Design Journey, and there is a video where I coloured that picture. And lastly, I did a few different I've only got one written down, comparison charts. This is Castle Arts Soft Touch and Black Widow, but I also did one for Chroma Flow and Polychromos, and I've been working on a few more to make you a Advent giveaway, so during December there'll be a giveaway every day, which I'm working on at the moment. Done about 4 or 5, so that's really exciting. I'm really excited about that. I love Advent things. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I think I'm going to have to manually do it every day, so it might not come at the same time each day. But anyway, I'm going to worry about that. But there are a few of these, so if you go to my Ko-fi, you can see all my giveaway, all my freebies on there anyway, and this is just one of them. But if there's any comparison charts you want, let me know, because I'm quite happy to do them and put them on there. I'm not perfect, the matches aren't always perfect, that one isn't, but I do the best I can, and hopefully it helps you. Right, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have a super day. Please do like, subscribe, comment, all those things. Have a super time and happy colouring.